Okay, good afternoon, folks. This morning I came across this on Instagram.
I have a question for men and women. What is up with all of the pretty women being single? The most gorgeous women, like stunning, body proper, face card on, but they're single. What is it? I really get so confused when I see a beautiful woman with a nice body, with a nice face, and she's by herself.
Right, so the question was asked, so I'm going to give an answer to the question with some caveats thrown in. Caveat number one, what I'm going to say does not apply to all. I know there's nuances and layers to this. Caveat number two, I'm giving no new information. This has been known for forever and a day. And number three, the impressions I have are the impressions I have been given by the actions of those in question. Right. So if this lady was to ask me this question face to face, I would say to her, okay, from a man's point of view, I know many of you women think that us guys don't have instincts and intuition, contrary to female belief, but we look at things like body language, facial expressions. So if the woman's got obviously a rest and bitch face, we're not going to approach her. Why are we going to approach some angry looking woman? Two, her surroundings. Is she surrounded by a big group of women? Do the big group of women look approachable? Because us men, we know that, that a big herd of women, they have to have the approval, or you got to have the approval of the herd, so to speak, and you're always going to get a cock blocker. And there's probably going to be a jealous bee amongst them who's going to cock block you or whatever, or be rude to you or whatever. So we are aware of that scenario. So again, in that circumstances, most of us wouldn't really approach you if we don't like the look of your social circles, if they don't look very welcoming. Again, that makes a big difference. So it's who you're surrounded by would make a difference as well. Okay, so my personal impression that I have been given since my teenage years, all the way back in the late 70s to early 80s, was when I was a teenager. The impressions I have been given by the traits I've seen by the quote unquote bad bees, as the youngsters would say today, or if you want to do rates out of 10, your 8, 9s, and 10s out of 10, they seem to have same personality but different face. Character traits: cold, aloof, stuck up, vain, entitled. And this is the impression I have been given, especially on social media. And in many cases, boring when I see them out in a social gathering. Very rarely do I see a quote unquote bad bee giving it some on the dance floor, laughing and dancing and looking like she's having a whale of a time. They normally have that usual cold, aloof look on their face, except for the salsa culture. That's the only time I see the quote unquote hotties really giving it some on a dance floor, twisting and turning and really looking like they're having a good time. That's the only time I've seen the hotties with the fine bodies, got some dance skills. But outside of that, they're normally at the so I normally see. For me, personally, though I'm a red-blooded male, I admire beautiful women just as much as the next man. I admire, but I very rarely desire. Very, very rarely I desire that sort of woman. She has to show some, she has to be an exception to the rule in terms of her character traits for me to want to go and talk to her. But in most cases, I admire, but I do not desire. Now, rumor has it that these sort of women, they're not very good in the bedroom because how it goes, the logic goes is they're so used to getting what they want in life with very little effort. What they're going to do is, and they get what they want. So this translates in the bedroom. So from their point of view, they don't have to do anything. They just lie there like a mannequin and expect their beauty is going to carry them through. And so they underperform in the bedroom, according to gossip. So they tend to be a loser in the bedroom as such. Whereas, anyway, we won't go there. I'm just don't shoot the messenger on this one. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm only relaying the gossip amongst the men. Okay, right. Now, once upon a time, a lifetime ago, I've worked as an entertainer, and many times I have been hired to perform on ladies' nights and hen parties. If you're not in the UK, if you're not familiar with the word hen party, let's say bride parties, and very rarely do I see a quote unquote bad B or 8, 9, 10 out of 10 as the bride to be with the veil on her head or with the L plate. Most 9 times out of 10, it's just your regular looking chick that you'd see down any high street, any bar, any office building. Doesn't really stand out from the crowd. Same sort of hairstyle, same sort of dress sense. Just your regular chick. And these seem to be the sort of women that guys are marrying. They don't seem to be marrying the quote unquote top totty for whatever reason. Maybe it's a case of the top totty wants a man with a lot of money and the average guy don't have a lot of money. It could be that. I don't know. But in the same way, let's turn it the other way around. Because I go to the gym, I'm physically fit, and obviously I would have to be physically fit to do the job as an entertainer. Some guys have the misunderstanding thinking that because a lot of women would go to a Magic Mike show or a ladies' night and they like seeing a guy with a nice body, they assume that is the desired go-to amongst the female nation. But then when you go on holiday on the beach, you look at the average couple and the guy they're with, again, 9 times out of 10, they don't look like that. They're just ordinary dad bod, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so it works the other way around. So in terms of the Magic Mikes and the buff 6-pack and pecs, a lot of women would admire, but in terms of a long-term partner, they don't seem to desire. So it works both ways. Anyway, so I hope that has been an answer to the question for those who need the question answered. Because if one person could ask the question, then someone else is obviously thinking the same thing. So there we go. So thank you very much, folks, and have a good day. Okay, bye.